Hello everyone, it's Enigma here, and today I want to talk about yet another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate video, but this time it's more about characters. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done a character speculation video for Smash Ultimate. It's been so long since I've done something like this. It's just been so long since I've talked about characters in Smash Ultimate. It's definitely been quite a minute. But you know what? I'm going to be talking about a company that does not have a rep in Smash Ultimate yet, and one that I think definitely could actually be getting a rep this time around. Of course, that company is Bethesda. Now, Bethesda is, I believe, I'm not quite sure, is a North American company, and basically, they're a company that supports the Switch. They have a lot of games on the Switch and stuff, and they're definitely one of the main competitors, during E3 time and stuff like that. The only other company that I can think of that doesn't have the rep in Smash that has their own E3 panels is Ubisoft, but I don't think we're getting an Ubisoft rep. I feel if we were getting an Ubisoft rep, it would have been Rayman, but Rayman's a spirit, so he's basically deconfirmed, meaning I don't think we're going to be getting another Ubisoft rep. But, there's still a possibility for a Bethesda rep. I think that is very likely for the game. But the question is, who? Who will the Bethesda rep be? Now, I have 4 characters that I think could be the Bethesda rep, and I'm going to list them off as I go by. I'm going to be talking about the character that I think is the most likely, and the character that I think is the least likely, and I'm going to go from there. So, to start off, I'm going to be talking about the character that I think is the most likely Bethesda rep, and a character that I actually think is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That character is the Doom Slayer, aka the Doom guy. A lot of people know the Doom series. Come on, that's just a game series that needs no introduction. It's definitely one of the most revolutionary first-person shooter games that I can think of. It may not have been the first-person shooter game, but it's definitely been one of the most influential first-person shooters, and it's definitely, this game definitely popularized the genre, and now look how far it's come today. We got so much first-person shooters, on all these systems, and, the genre is definitely one of the biggest genres of video games out there. There's so much first-person shooters, and there's just so much people that love them. And yeah, it's gone quite a ways since Doom. And Doom Slayer is definitely someone that helped popularize the genre. And Doom actually has a lot of representation on the Switch. We have Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. 2 Doom games on a Nintendo Switch. That is a lot to show just how much the Doom series is on Nintendo's radar. And I'm pretty sure if Nintendo is choosing the DLC and they want specifically third-party characters, I would not be surprised at all if the Doom Slayer is one of the characters that they chose to be represented in the game. It just makes a whole lot of sense. It just makes a whole lot of sense, and this is by far, in my opinion, the most likely Bethesda rep. And I'm honestly happy with this. The Doom Slayer actually, is my most wanted Bethesda rep. Of course he's not my most wanted character in general. That would be Crash Bandicoot. But Doom Slayer, he's definitely my favorite out of the potential Bethesda reps, and I hope if we do get a Bethesda rep, I definitely hope it's him, because he's just a really cool character. I mean, he just has a large arsenal of weapons and stuff. He has a chainsaw, he has plenty of guns. He's just such a cool character, and him making his way into Smash, that would be pretty cool, and pretty badass too. I would love that. I'd definitely be playing him a lot, for sure. So yeah, that's definitely the character I think is the most likely. However, there's a character that I think is the second likely out of these characters, and that is, a lot of people might be surprised by this, but I think it's honestly the Dragonborn from Skyrim, aka Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin. I don't know how to pronounce that. Dovahkiin. I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, I'll just say Dragonborn. So the Dragonborn is from Skyrim, and everyone should know what Skyrim is. Skyrim is such a huge video game, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Skyrim in the very first Nintendo Switch trailer when they were showing off the system? Skyrim was actually shown off in that, I believe, and it just makes a whole lot of sense. The Skyrim series is so popular. The character could have so much moveset potential, and there's just so much you can do with the Dragonborn, that it just makes a whole lot of sense for him to be playable. Now, I honestly don't know. You could swap Doomguy and Dovahkiin around, but personally, I don't know why, but I just think Doomguy is more likely. I just think he just makes a whole lot of sense. But the Dragonborn, he makes a whole lot of sense too, and I could definitely see him being in the game. You know, it just makes a whole lot of sense for him to be in the game, and I don't know, he's just definitely a very likely character. Skyrim series is popular. It just makes a whole lot of sense. I don't have much to say about him, but yeah, I would not be surprised at all if he is one of the characters that are chosen for the Bethesda Rep, or they're on Nintendo's radar, for sure. And they could be that one unexpected character that none of us would predict. I honestly am not predicting Dragonborn. I'm predicting Doomguy is the Bethesda Rep, but hey, they could throw a curveball and throw in the Dragonborn. That makes a whole lot of sense. So yeah, my third likely Bethesda Rep, the third most likely Bethesda Rep in my opinion, is Vault Boy. Vault Boy comes from the Fallout series, and he's not really like a main character. You know, obviously the Fallout series, you know, has a more, you know, serious tone. Not more so than Doom or even Skyrim, but it's more serious. That, like, if you look at Vault Boy, you think of him as, like, this silly-looking character, but if you actually play a Fallout game, it's definitely not like that. However, Vault Boy is kind of like the mascot of Fallout, you know? He's kind of like that mascot that, you know, everyone knows about. He's, like, in all of the promotion and stuff like that. Vault Boy is basically the icon of the Fallout series, and a lot of ads about Fallout, you know, Vault Boy stars in them. Now aesthetically, he fits in more than the other characters, and even the character I'm going to be talking about next. Aesthetically, he fits in way more. I think we can all agree with that. And there's a lot of things he can do, because in a lot of, you know, ads and stuff like that, and stuff about Fallout, Vault Boy dies in, like, pretty silly ways. Sure, they might have to tone down the violence a little bit on, you know, his death and stuff, obviously, because it's a Smash Brothers, but, you know, I think Vault Boy would definitely be pretty cool. I would probably want him a little bit. I don't know. It's either him or Dragonborn. I can't decide which one of those two I would want more. I definitely know I would want Doomslayer over them, but I don't know. They're pretty cool in my opinion in both ways. Vault Boy, I definitely could see him getting in, though I don't know, because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, but I don't think the main Fallout games are on the Switch. However, the Fallout games, like the Fallout spin-offs that feature Vault Boy, I think those are on the Switch. So, who knows, maybe to promote those spin-offs, they could have Vault Boy. Now, to be fair, there's been a lot of rumors about Xbox Game Pass coming to the Switch and Xbox Live. Well, Xbox Live is already confirmed because of Cuphead, but Xbox Game Pass, they could easily throw in Fallout or any of the Fallout games into the Switch, and would definitely make a whole lot of sense. But honestly, if they're gonna promote an Xbox character, I feel like it would be either Banjo or Steve. I don't think it would be Vault Boy of all characters. So, yeah, because of that, I I just feel Vault Boy is a little less likely than the Doomslayer and Dragonborn, but I still would like to see him, and I still think he has a little bit of a chance, even if it's kind of small. So, definitely Vault Boy. He's definitely the third likely, in my opinion. And next up, we have BJ Blazkowicz. I'm sorry if I totally butchered that. Well, hold on, Blazkowicz. I don't know how to pronounce that. But in case you are wondering, he comes from the Wolfenstein series. I don't hear this character talked about much. In fact, I don't hear this character talked about at all. Honestly, I've only saw like one post, and I thought that that a Wolfenstein character would definitely be very cool. So I decided to include him on this list. Now Wolfenstein, I could see it, but at the same time, I don't hear a lot of people talk about a Wolfenstein rep. I don't think Wolfenstein would be a series on Nintendo's radar for a character. And I don't even think Bethesda would choose a Wolfenstein rep. However, there's one thing I think could actually give a Wolfenstein rep a chance. Now, if you guys don't know, the Wolfenstein series is actually the oldest first-person shooter series. If you look online, the very first Wolfenstein game was released in 1981, which is way back in the Atari days. So yeah, Wolfenstein dates back all the way to the Atari, and it's a first-person shooter game. So yeah, Wolfenstein is actually the very first first-person shooter series of all first-person shooters. Like, sure, the Doom series did get the series popular, but the very first-person shooter game of all time was Wolfenstein on the Atari. But honestly, that's the only reason why I could see him being in. Yeah, Wolfenstein is on the Switch, but I just don't see this character being on Nintendo's radar for, a potential slot on the roster. I don't think they're thinking of this character, and I don't know a lot of people that necessarily want it. I'm not saying you guys don't, but I just don't see the fandom for it, and I feel like some of these characters will be, taken from the ballad, not necessarily the ballad, but fan votes and stuff like that, because Joker had to be pretty popular. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the most popular characters, especially in Japan, but I just don't see a lot of people, necessarily voting for BJ from Wolfenstein. I think it would be very cool, but I just don't think it's likely at all, and I think there's other characters from Bethesda that would just make a lot more sense than him, and I feel like there's a lot of other Bethesda reps that will make it before him. So that's why I just don't think BJ is that likely, but hey, I think it'd be pretty cool. And yeah, I would definitely love to see him in the game, for sure. Anyways, that's what I had to talk about. Those are in my opinion, the most likely Bethesda reps. So do you guys think we're getting a Bethesda rep at all? And if so, which character from Bethesda do you think we're getting? Do you guys think it's Doomslayer, Dragonborn, Vault Boy, or BJ from Wolfenstein, or any other character from Bethesda that I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear it. Anyways, this has been Enigma, and peace. See you next time.